Okay, so our next 3D shape is cylinders. So cylinders are just like prisms. They have two bases, but this time the bases are always a circle. So we're gonna highlight our bases as, so two circles. So circle up here, circle down here. Those are my bases, and they're always circles in a cylinder. And in this cylinder, we also have a height. The height is still connecting the bases just like it does in a prism. So here's my height. And then my radius, since our bases are a circle, we're talking about the radius of the circle, because that's how you find the area of a circle. You need the radius. So I'm going to draw on one of the circles. Boom. Radius. Okay. So here's our formulas. We have our lateral surface area formula. Up here we know there's a difference between lateral and total. Lateral is the area of the faces, not bases. Okay, so our formula is 2 pi RH. So 2 pi you always type, you do not substitute anything for that. For R, we know R means the radius, so whatever the radius is, you're gonna plug in there. And H we know is the height, so whatever the height is, you plug it in there. And you type it all in Desmos and you get an answer. The total surface area. So total surface area we know is area of faces and bases. Okay, great. So our formula 2 pi RH, which is the same as the lateral. So R is still radius, H is still height, plus 2 pi R squared, because this is the area of the bases. And we know the bases are circles, so pi r squared, where r is the radius. Great. So we would type all that in, we would get an answer. For volume, we know we're going to use the volume formula equals big B times H. This is the same volume formula that we did for prisms. So we know that big B stands for the area of the base. And when we did prisms, you had to pick a different equation every time depending on what your base was. But our base is always a circle for cylinders, so we're always going to use the circle formula pi r squared for big B. H, we know that's just the height of the prism. So let's actually do one. So we have, what is the lateral surface area of the cylinder? So I'm going to pick lateral surface area formula. I'm going to write it down. Okay, I need to, like 2 and pi, I do not substitute R and H. I need something for that. So I'm going to label what's R. Well, R is my radius in this cylinder over here. We know that's on the circle. So here's the circle. So that means this is the radius. And the height connects the two circles. So that's on the side over here. And then we're going to just plug these things in where they go. So 2 and pi still there. But now R is 4. H is 6. Okay, great. We're going to type in Desmos. We're typing 2, we push the pi button, times 4 times 6, we get 150.79. 150, where's my thing? 150.79. So to the nearest tenth, we round. Does the 9 make the 7 bigger or keep it the same? Bigger. So 150.8 is our answer. Okay, next one. Okay, what is the total surface area of the cylinder with a height of 13 inches and a radius of 7 inches? So they didn't give me a picture this time. If you want, you can draw it. We're drawing a cylinder. So we're going to draw the circle. And, oh, here we go. You don't have to draw this picture. If you're not a good drawer, you don't have to draw it. So they said the height was 13, so that's on the side. And the radius is 7. Okay, so we're going to pick total surface area. Means I'm picking this formula over here. So we're putting 2 pi RH plus 2 pi R squared. I'm going to label the things. Now, if you didn't draw a picture, you could just label them up here. Oh, height 13, that's an H. In the picture, this is 13, the height. And the radius is 7, so that's R. So 7 is R. So we're going to plug those in. Okay, great. So 2 pi times radius 7 times height 13 plus 2 pi times radius 7 squared again. I type all of this in just like it looks. Make sure you have the correct number of parentheses. Okay, here we go. That did not work. Okay, 2 pi times 7, oops, times 13 plus 2 pi again, wrong way, 7 squared. We got 879.64. Look at how this looks. This looks exactly like what I just wrote down. Make sure you type it with the right number of parentheses. So we're putting 879.64. Hello, 879.64. Does the 4 make the 6 bigger or keep it the same? I'm just going to keep it the same. So 879.6 is our answer. All right, last one. What is the volume of the cylinder? So I need to pick a volume formula. So here it is over here, volume. So I'm going to write that down. Big B times H. We know for big B in this, since it's a cylinder, we know big B is going to be pi r squared. Okay, great, times H. All right, so I need to label my radius and I need to label my height. So in my picture, oh, my cylinder's sideways this time. So my radius is still over here in the circle. So this is R, this is H, connects the bases. So I'm going to plug them in. So pi times 7 squared times the height 10. We're going to type this in. 7 pi times 7 squared, parentheses 10. Notice how I typed that all in at once. Okay, so we got 1539.38. 1539.38. I would take 8. Does 8 make 3 bigger or keep it the same? It's going to make it bigger. So 1539.4. Okay, if you have any questions, make sure you're sending me a message in the chat. Otherwise, go ahead and get started.